I think people that have been using Photoshop for a really long time, you're maybe using filters, but not using them in maybe the best possible way. So my first question is, how many people use and know what a smart object is? Good. Are you using smart objects for just Illustrator files or using them for Photoshop files? So how many people are turning a Photoshop layer into a smart object? Good, but still I have like this, so I'm seeing maybe yes, maybe no. So firstly, a smart object is a great way to simply use an Illustrator file and take that Illustrator file and still edit it, which is great. But in addition, with Photoshop, we can turn a Photoshop file into a smart object. A smart object means I'm really only seeing a preview. So in this instance, there's two ways I could do that. I could choose Filter Convert for Smart Filters, or I could choose Layer, Smart Object, Convert. They both do the same thing. So what you'll see is I've got this little tiny icon next to this. So what that means is Smart Object, let's say I make it very small. When I double click on that icon, it's saying, hold on, if you make a change, you need to save it or it's not going to work. So my original is still here, but I'm seeing the version of what I've made a change to. So why is a smart object so handy? With filters, smart objects allow us to do non-destructive filtering. So what you may have done in the past is you may have said, okay, I'm going to choose, let's just choose filter gallery, and it brings up all of these fun choices. Let's say this is where you want to go with this. It's just a plain glowing edges. It's kind of fun. The problem is you're stuck with it. It's a permanent change. As where if I choose filter gallery with a smart object, notice I can do a glowing edges. But take a look at my layers panel. I have got a couple options here. Number one is I can turn it on and off. I'm not stuck with it. As long as it's a smart object, I can say, hey, maybe I want it, maybe I don't. So above that, I've got this little white box. How many people use layer masks? Awesome. Layer masks hide things. That's all they do. How many people in here use the eraser tool? Keep your hand up. Okay, repeat after me. I'm not kidding. I solemnly swear I will no longer erase pixels. The eraser tool, which is the devil, it's gone. You cannot get it back. And in our industry, the minute you delete something, somebody somewhere is going to want it back. So the same goes with your delete key. In fact, they are even trying to get you not to use the delete key. So let me make this a layer first. If I were just to delete this, boom, it's gone. So a layer mask, and I'm telling you this because layer masks are now part of filters, which is big. So if instead I say, well, hold on, this is the area that I want to be visible. Notice at the bottom of my layers panel, I've got this little square with a circle that a lot of you have been ignoring for a very long time. I haven't deleted anything. So a layer mask hides. So if you look at the mask, you'll see that I've got this little icon next to it that's black is the hidden area, white is the visible area. So that's all there is. If I were to come in here and take my paintbrush and paint with white, I'm making it more visible. If I choose black as my foreground, I'm making it more hidden. So the reason why I brought this up is because if you don't use a layer mask, you're not really understanding the concept of hiding versus visible. So I've got this great little white box here. White means visible. It means I'm seeing all of this filter. If I were to take my paintbrush, choose black, and black, what does black do on a layer mask? Hides. All of a sudden, I can say, you know, I just want this filter to happen on parts of my image.